Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We're going to do another War of the Spark draft today. Chat has spoken. We're all enjoying the change of pace back to War of the Spark, and also we are enjoying pursuing our 4x of War of the Spark on our main free-to-play account. This is the primary account we play on. We're always trying to 4x each set that we can. We're going to 4x Throne of Eldraine pretty handily. Actually, we're going to open the Mastery Pass for Throne of Eldraine later today, which should complete our Throne of Eldraine collection on the account and give us some more push towards War of the Spark, even because we're a handful of mythics short of 4x of War of the Spark, so we're going to take care of that via drafting here. If you wanted to take care of your 4x War of the Spark needs in paper, though, of course you'd go to cardkingdom.com via my affiliate link down below in the panels. I got to tell you, I have a pretty easy pitch today because before stream today, I put in a pretty big order on Card Kingdom via my own affiliate link for a bunch of new cube staples, new cube cards that came out in the last year. I wanted some cool special editions. I had a lot of store credit because when I have cards I don't want anymore or things I think it's time to sell, I sell them to Card Kingdom, and I get I always get a healthy dose of the 30% store credit, and then that lets me do something like I did today, which is put in a pretty big order for cards and upgrades to my cube without hitting my wallet directly. It's kind of like my Magic savings account that I put credit into little bits over time, and then when I do a big cube update, it's not as painful directly to my wallet. So I'm walking the walk today, folks. And if you ever realize you need something for your physical game and you can get it from Card Kingdom and they have the price, you're going to get the service, you're going to get the shipping. So head to my panel, click it, and transact with one of the best resellers in the industry, Card Kingdom. Thanks for your support, Card Kingdom. Happy holidays to them too. Thoughtful says, so War's the Walker set, yeah? How difficult was it to make the theme appear in Limited? Not difficult given the choices they made. They had some difficult choices to make, but once they made those choices, it was actually pretty easy because they took the Dominaria approach, which had the printing rule of there's a legendary card in every pack of Dominaria, and they use the same kind of printing tricks to make sure there's a Planeswalker card in every pack of War of the Spark because they put Planeswalkers at uncommon. I grew a little bit tired of this format by the end for Limited because, frankly, there's just so many Planeswalkers. My issue with Planeswalker gameplay, especially in the Limited context, is how swingy they are. The thing with War Draft, to me, is that you can get a killer Planeswalker, but because of the way boards develop, you can get into a spot where it's like same card, same turn, same mana, different board state. This Planeswalker is now going to come down, take over the game, and win the game, and there's very little Oppo can do about it. Or different board state, same everything else. I literally can't play this Planeswalker. It does one minor thing, or, it does one thing, but then will just die and not be worth it. And that's a pretty wild... Planeswalkers just have this wild power swing, contextual power swing. I mean, you can look at a card in a vacuum and see what its power level is, but a Planeswalker's power level in practice is very dependent on how defensible it is based on the current limited board state. And that creates these... pretty wild swings in games too. You can feel like you're crushing, you can feel like you're being crushed, but it's very weird to draw like one of your best cards in your deck and realize that in this context it's actually terrible. And most bombs aren't like that, but Planeswalkers can be like that. So all right, anyway, let's jump in and see what Planeswalker we get in our pack one, pick one. When it comes to, so Pete says, thanks, you're welcome. I'm glad you're getting extra wins. Some say I never heard of ya. Yeah, one of the problems with Planeswalkers in this set is they were all power shifted. The uncommon Planeswalkers played like rare Planeswalkers. The rare Planeswalkers played like mythic Planeswalkers, and the mythic Planeswalkers played like mistakes. So it just kind of goes on up the chain. We're going to take command. Yeah, come on. If we can build towards this, it's actually crazy. It's quite a fun win condition. This is a great streaming rare, frankly. I don't. Again, it's a contextual bomb, much like the Planeswalkers. It's kind of funny, given what I was just saying about Planeswalkers. It kind of holds true here. There are times where this is a dead card. It's like 6 mana, 1 mana, 7 mana, 2 mana, doesn't matter. I can't even cast this thing. Versus, oh, this card. Oh yeah, I win, right? You just cast it and win. So this has the same kind of power striation that Planeswalkers do, but we're going to grab it and try and build around it. The dream is that we wheel Centaur Nurturer. Centaur Nurturer, Command the Horde are good buddies. You can see why. The Nurturer comes down, blocks, gains 3 life, and ramps you to the 6-drop. One thing we do want to do is consider how we're going to get stuff into the graveyard, but we will take this in an attempt to build around it. But also, if the bots tell us, we will go elsewhere and just not play this at all. So let's take the command, but be disciplined about what comes of it. Vizier is pretty strong. We could just take that on color. Defensive, you know, helps drop this on 3 and threaten a Death Toucher to trade for something. It's not amazing, though. I was higher on this card at the beginning of the format. Now I think it's just okay. It might even be that, like, Thunder Drake is better, but it's blue. And I think Vizier is good enough that we just take the Vizier and stay black. Do we have Spark Reap in here? Yeah, well, there's no Spark Reap. If we could take that, I would talk about it, right? But it's not here. So let's stay on color, try to play this command. It'd be fun to play command today. Kasmina certainly helps. She defends herself. Callous Dismissal would be great, but I'm all about Kasmina here. I hardly ever pass her in the first handful of picks of a pack, of a draft, and she's, you know, 3rd pack. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Spark Reaper better if, yeah, sure. It just wasn't there. Happy to take that for now. But here's that Nurture. We could grab a Nurture here and really build towards command that way. We could just listen to what the bots are saying, take a Triumph, which is a fine playable Magic card, abandon the black, and we could even end up in like a red-blue. We could take Saheeli on that front. Saheeli's another build around, but it's not like a... I mean, we could potentially build around Saheeli within a command shell. Can I take Saheeli? I'll pull this one. Curious where people are at. This is a we got a Triumph, which is a pretty straightforward removal pick. We have Saheeli, make sure I spell this right. Saheeli. And Centaur. And I don't think anything else is on the table for me here. Finisher is okay. Ceratoc's okay, but they're not what I would take given what we have so far. So I'm curious where you're at with these. If you strongly disagree with those 3, you can make that voice known with a write-in candidate. Weirds tend to wheel. Like, I can't prioritize Weird here over Saheeli or Triumph. That's why I didn't include it. I just don't think it rises above these 2 for sure for me. 2 for the Triumph. Pretty even, though. I mean, 2/1/1 is hardly a commanding result. Saheeli does work technically with blue-black too. I'm going to take Saheeli. We'll take build rounds early, see where they head.
Then a challenge you'll get.
Toll or laptop plating. Sometimes we see Toll wheel, but not from pick 5 position. I think we just take a Toll here. Yeah, I like Toll. Toll's so good. Grixis Super Friends, is that what we're doing? I mean, Tybalt, pick 6? We have to listen to that, right? I don't know exactly what we're doing here. We can take New Horizons. All right, we'll take Tybalt and continue to be confused here.
Until someone gets
I mean, drafting the hard way. We'll call this drafting the hard way, not being confused, right? We can take Guild Globe here, and maybe we can actually be that Grixis. And Guild Globe plus Saheeli is a legit thing. I kind of just want a safe crunch, but Tybalt's our only red card, given that Saheeli could be mono blue, so I'm going to take the Globe. It's going weirdly so far, though. Don't like anything here, so I'll take a no escape. Best of one, I'm not really going to run a Price of Betrayal. Hope to not run a Silver Wing, but nothing else here seems like a real card to me, so I guess I will take the Silver Wing. Yeah, there's Grim. I don't like playing Grim Initiates, and I'm happy when my opponent does, is the thing. But Silverwing, given that we're not sure where we're at exactly, let's just take the generic playable. It's certainly not exciting, but it's playable. Here we're going to take a Tidebearer. This is us leaning back towards the black direction, although commanding a Tidebearer is costly. Statue, Croc. I guess we'll take the statue for Vault Progress / hedge towards Karn or whatever. But I don't think we're playing it here. We played a couple of them when we had the appropriate ramp for it, but we don't really have that ramp going on here. We'll take a twist. Maybe we'll twist Honor. Huh. All right. Well, this is confusing. We may be more red-blue spells at this point than Command black. I mean, look at our black cards. We have Command, Tidebearer, which is fine. Vizier, it's okay. As somebody pointed out, like 2-3, the Spark dude might be better. Toll is good, but you know, I think we have to respect what we're being told here with this very late honor. And really look at a possibility of red-blue here coming up. We do open a Spark Harvest, and no real red-blue to speak of. Augur, as LSV jokes, its ability is to look at the bottom 3 cards of your library. Sky Theater Strix is playable in blue-red spells, but is the kind of card you want to wheel, not first pick. Stoneblades is not particularly playable, even in this archetype. There's some very narrow applications for it. But really, we're just looking at Gems, Globe, or continuing to confuse ourselves with a Spark Harvest. We could take this Spark Harvest knowing that we can use Guild Globes to splash it. Or yeah, we can just take Bastion for Gems. Gems may be the right thing here. I think the signals we're getting from bots are really suggesting we need to be looking at our blue-red, and we do have some decent engines for making it work already in Guild Globe, Saheeli, Kasmina. There's a lot going on in the blue-red spells deck, so yeah, we can, but I think we're going to wheel this Globe. I sure hope so. Maybe I'm being greedy by not just taking the Globe, but I'm going to be greedy by taking Gems here. And see about wheeling that Globe. Maybe we splash black, but if we don't, I'm not concerned. I would rather try and be straight red-blue in that context. A couple of nice green cards. I took this Command the Dreadhorde thinking we would probably end up somewhere like this, you know. Leyline Prowler is kind of a perfect command card, along with that 2/4 we were talking about. But I think green has left us behind, and we just take the Rescuer Sphinx. Dismissal is good, but I think this is great. Especially, we're going to try and wheel this other Globe. Going like Globe, Saheeli, Rescuer Sphinx, pull Globe, recast Globe. You know, that's a nice Rescuer Sphinx Globe is a real thing, and we are trying to wheel another Globe and take some other ones. Heartfire also also probably wheels. Hopefully we're wheeling Heartfire. We're not going to wheel Hearthstone. We're going to wheel Changing Games. Anyway, we're going to not going to wheel Dismissal, but we'll probably wheel Heartfire. I saw this weird and thought, okay, at least we've got that. But then I saw this weird and thought, okay, I think we're headed towards that deck. I mean, there's Ignite the Bacon. Bacon's just 20 gems, but Spellgorger's total house in exactly this kind of deck. So we're going to take this weird, maybe wheel this one. I don't know. We'll see. Wowie! Citadel is very much command-like, and it's kind of weird, honestly, that they printed like Bolas's Citadel and Command the Dreadhorde in the same set, because they're kind of black rares doing a similar design space thing. Anyway, which would I rather have? What do you mean, between Citadel and Command? It's a good question. Citadel doesn't need quite as much setup. You just need to have life. Like Command, you need life and stuff in Graveyard. So I think if I had to choose between the two, I'd rather build around Citadel. So it's got an extra black. That's no joke. But I think Citadel has this floor of like playing lands for free when they're on top of your library, which is nice. And then Command, though, it just has a lot of setup to it. But this may be a Narset situation. Maybe it's just now I'm. Wow, should I pull this one? I mean, we could get pulled back into black. This is just hard. This is hard. Citadel or Narset. I think those are the only choices here. If there's a strong opinion from chat, I will take that into consideration. Otherwise, like basically, do you want to do the Citadel thing? We could lean hard back into it, but Narset sure goes well with what we've got going on here. All right. Power Discipline from chat, if not Gem Discipline. I'm in.
The past, present, and future are bound by...
Oh man, I saw yet another Spellkeeper, but saw yet another Spellgorger, and I'm all about the Spellgorger. And there's another rare. We can just take gems again, but no, I'm doing it. We're taking the spells and gosh, these augurs are trying to make our deck. Can we do it? Trouble is, it's instant or sorcery. If this said non-creature, non-land, non-creature, it would be actually pretty good. But it doesn't ultimately work the way we want here. I'm going to start cutting black. We've kind of made our call here. We're trying to make the blue-red work at this point. And Augur gets, right now, 1 we don't particularly like, 2 we don't particularly like, a third one we like, but that's it. That's the problem. Like, it doesn't get planeswalkers and artifacts and enchantments and stuff, so it just, you're just not what we want. So I suppose that means a blind blast, or we hedge. Yeah, and it's a 2-drop. I mean, we just maybe take it accepting that, like, it's a 2-drop. And maybe we rescue it and give it some more extra shots at finding a spell. I guess is the pick here. The opportunity cost. Opportunist. Unless we want to lean back towards black again. I mean, there is... Davriel certainly... even though I just cut all the black, Davriel leads into Command pretty nicely. Because he gets them to discard, right? Yeah, let's just take Davriel because of the opportunity cost. I'm with Asteroid. But I'll put it in the board for now.
No one has seen my face and lived.
Wow, and look at that. Now we're looking at a laptop rework. Jeez. All right, so now I got to pull this stuff back in because it's all possible. I mean, this is so good for the black side of this. What's going on here? Get to chump it, bring it back with Dreadhorde at a pretty low cost. All right. I'm so confused, chat. I don't like any of these for the red-blue deck, so I guess we are pulling back towards black because the operative is the clear choice here. The Strix came back, like I was saying. You try to wheel this, you don't try to start with it. But obviously, if we're going to be black, we've got to be some other color too. So looks like we could be black-blue splashing red at this point. Splash a couple of weirds even. The signals are very weird, very weird. Hopefully they'll get weirder with those blue weirds coming back around. Yeah, no globe. So that's a very good observation. Oops. Guess the bots do like the globe. I don't think we're playing this, but I'll take it and board it. Yeah, we would absolutely play Davriel and the Shadowfew given the command. So another Silverwing. I'm going to take another statue in case somehow in pack 3 we actually figure out that we're supposed to double statue. Would I take a Firemine Vessel if it came at this point? I don't know. Let's look at the curve. Like, I guess it does slot in at 4, okay. Not a lot we're ramping to, though. All right. Well, we're going to do that. We're going to have to pass on second Narset and first Eternal Skylord, but we're taking Commence the Endgame. Playable gems. Try to wheel this weird. Unplayable gems, or our first Callous Dismissal, or our third weird, or a second Reaver. Woo! Bleeding Edge, okay, but I don't think it beats Gems, Reaver, Dismissal, or Weird. I'm going to run this one by chat. I think this is poll worthy. Gems, Weird, Callous, or Reaver. I think those are your realistic choices. Maybe you think Gateway Plaza if you really want to try the splash, but or Electromancer if we want to get back towards red, but it feels like red is slipping away from us now and we're getting back towards a blue-black control build. Callous Dismissal and Reaver, very nice as two-drop curve fillers. Oops. Surprised there's only one for the Reaver. I might be more inclined for Reaver than anything here. One of the problems, so one of the needs of this deck is 2-drops. I don't even necessarily want to play Time Twist. Like, I'm going to move that out. I'll play all of these in a blue-black deck, but that leaves us with 4 things we're happy to do on turn 2, and we're at pack 3 in a world where I think action on 2 is pretty important. And Callous Dismissal, while a 2-drop, is not actually turn 2 action for the most part. Usually you want to wait and cast this on turn 6 with another spell, would like 2-spell this on turn 6 for some big effect. And we're definitely heading back towards black. Reaver creates 2 chumps on turn 2. 1 chump is an actual card that when it goes to the graveyard is there for the command as well. So I am going to override chat on the Callous Dismissal, which I agree in the vacuum is a more appealing card, and I'm going to go with the card that only one person voted for, but we're going to take the Laptop Reaver. We do have some Planeswalkers. We could take a Dam Breaker. We already have a Tithe Bearer. These are like the Grixis 6s are my favorites, and all 3 of the Grixis common 6s are nice, and here they all are. Which I guess we could take Honor. Well, I think we are. Yeah, Dovin. I should consider Dovin. I've not generally liked him, but he's got some appeal. Trying to figure out if we're playing any red or not. What does it look like if we're not playing any red? We do have a globe, but we don't have much splash potential beyond that. That leaves us, yeah, with some room at 3 for something like a Dovin or take an Iron Bully, but I don't like that. We've got several things going on at 6, so I guess we don't want another 6 right now. This might not be the best 6. Like, we might rather have a Dam Breaker, but it's not worth trying to upgrade that slot here. Yeah, maybe we can take Dovin and give him a shot here. All right.
Whatever your plans, they're statistically likely to
There's that
fail.
Fire Mine Vessel someone was asking if I would take, and we have that chance, but I would rather just take another Reaver. Really, this really solidifies our 2s. And maybe if I knew I was getting a pick 4 Reaver, I would, I'll go ahead and take Callous Dismissal. Like if I could turn this, yeah, I would. Because if I could turn this into a Callous Dismissal, I would take it. But I think at the time, the Reaver was the more important pick early on in this pack. But I'm going to take another Reaver here. They're just great to when you're trying to survive to do something like Command. Dropping a Reaver on 2 is just excellent, and I don't mind having a third one at all. I find Skulker playable, not quite good, but definitely playable. I've come a little short of quite good. But it's that context again, right? Oh, it's destroying the most important card on board. It's amazing. Or, oh, there are no Planeswalkers out. It's a really medium 5-drop. But you're right. Evasion is not just about getting the Planeswalkers. It's also about breaking board stalls and getting your opponent dead. Probably take the Spark Reaper here. Yeah, continuing to not want to just pile onto our 6s, although we could upgrade. If we thought this was an upgrade, we could take it over the Tithe Bearer. I mean, we don't need that as a win. Like, we're trying to play Inevitability like this. Are we even doing much with Saheeli yet? I don't know. Oh, I think my vacuum cleaner started. I better go stop it because I don't know what's going to suck up into its gears, etc. Yeah, Reaper's fair. We do have these Reavers we can, and also Spark Reaping stuff ahead of Dreadhorde on purpose is a real thing too. So good calls in terms of the synergy on Spark Reaper. I'm going to take it, look at the next pick, and I'll be right back. That was funny. My little RoboVac was trying hard to choke down a large sheet of tissue paper, wrapping paper. And we're not going to relentlessly advance. We are not going to Wall of Runes. We could Herald. We're pretty light at 4. We could pull this Silver Wing and replace it with a Herald. There's another Toll, though. Opportunist, another 2-drop opportunity. But I'm pretty happy with where we're at there now. So I kind of like going for another Toll. Yeah, I'm on second Toll. I mean, Toll, Shadow Fugue, Dreadhorde. It's all working together pretty well. Third Toll, maybe. Like, if we're really trying to do this, why not? Let's move in. Well, we could really move in. But maybe this is where we take a Dam Breaker over Tithe Bearer. What are we proliferating with Dam Breaker? Yeah. Command does, in fact, work that way. Kind of even don't want no escape because it exiles. It's not how, like, I'd rather have more tolls than a no escape in this deck. Could even take a totally lost here. Yeah, we got a lot of planeswalkers. I don't want a totally lost, but this is kind of our last chance too. I think we might wheel a Dam Breaker. I'm gonna take a totally lost since we don't have that effect yet. And we do have a 6. Like, we're okay. If we don't get a Dam Breaker, we're okay. We might play this for the proliferate. I already have one Behemoth. Take another twist in case we want to run a couple of those. I don't think so, though. There's a reason we don't have that first one in. We can take a Strix. Here's this Skulker. Yeah, we can take a Skulker here over another Strix. We have one Strix, and we've set up some solid 2s. We have 6 2s to play. 7 would be a little better, but this isn't actually very good in the deck. In fact, we might cut this one, so we'll take Skulker. We'll consider a Bully. Although maybe we just want Vault Progress. I'll take a Bully, though. Maybe it's playable. See how it looks. I don't know how this one went. I don't know if this deck is good. I know we have, like, basically no cuts if we don't add a third color. I am updating my spreadsheet here. Give me one moment. This is ranked, draft, war, and definitely being blue-black. 0, we paid $7.50 to do it, and we're grinding 60 right now. All right. Bless this mess. What's going on? First, let's look at our various ratios. 11, 13. So actually, 13 non-creatures is pretty decent for the Sky Theater. More our problem is that we're just so low on creatures. Going to rely a lot on other stuff to get this one done. No, Fluffy, maybe I just didn't communicate well. I should have been better and posted some streaming hours, but I've been saying all along that I was going to stream yesterday and today for sure, tomorrow and Thursday for sure not, and then a big maybe on Friday. Is Saheeli doing enough here? We have one Guild Globe. But then what else does she do? Well, I guess, you know, she makes her own servos. We just gotta, I guess she does enough. I guess she makes her own servos, and then she can... But what are we turning them into that we're even happy with? I guess anything. Tithe Bearer would be fine. Skulkers, whatever. Rescuer, Sphinx, Silverwing. Yeah, Silverwings. But what are we cutting? We could cut one toll, or maybe just the few. I kind of like, or maybe the Dovin. If we cut Dovin, is Dovin really our solution? Maybe. Actually, maybe. Like, Dovin wearing himself out to play Icy Manipulator only to be brought back with command is actually pretty good. And Dovin is one of these uncommon planeswalkers that can actually disloyal himself. You know, he can become disloyal on his own. But, you know, these minus... The five loyalty planeswalker with the -2 doesn't naturally, you know. Yeah, we could cut Silverwing. I don't know if I love going down yet more on creatures, but you know, maybe it is. Maybe it's the right play for this situation. We win on a 10 creature deck. This is where I'm so happy with these Reavers. Like in a creature light deck, I especially want to get on board on 2 if I can. No, I'm going to leave the Guild Globe in as something to do both to trigger Saheeli, to be animated by Saheeli, and also crucially to rescue with the Rescuer Sphinx. I think all those things add up to the globe being playable, even though we're not using it to splash. I guess with Davriel, and if we're going to run the Shadow, we should cut the 4-drop, discard 2 or one of the tolls. I think I like cutting 1 toll and trying the heavy discard package here along with the Dread Horde. It's still a heavy discard package, right? Yeah, we run the discard package and the command, and it's all synergistic and interesting. Then we call it nice package. Because it's Christmas. Christmas package. Do we run Bastion? Maybe a little greedy, but also with the Guild Globe, maybe that lets us do that. Like our Guild Globe is our 17th source of colored mana. All right. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to leave the Bastion in because we got all these Planeswalkers and army tokens and whatnot. I'll give you a par poll, though. I'm curious what you think of this. I don't know. I have no idea. You all have to tell me. I feel like it's got some tools, but it is a very weird deck. I think if it wins some games, they'll be cool to win. Yeah, so none of you are hyper impressed, but nobody's super depressed either. So, all right, I'm going to keep this. I think this is keepable despite lack of 3s. We have both colors. I'm going to keep. Mix of spells and land, both colors. Don't have a Rescuer Sphinx Island yet, though. Bastion. Drew the worst card in our deck, a 3rd swamp. That's unfortunate. Still don't regret the keep, but just, we really don't want swamps. All right, found a 3. And don't need to show him the Bastion yet. It's not going to do anything anytime soon. Toll. Finisher for no value. All right, I'm in. More of the worst card in our deck, although at least now we have we can cast Tidebearer, so we have that going for us. And Sadness Town, no island, because we do island here. We snap back this Vizier and have get to replay him. Although maybe we can trade off this zombie army before we bounce the. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know how to say that word. I've only ever read that word, really. Vizier? I don't know if it's like Vizier or Vizier. Anyway, this dude will come bouncing back at some point. But right now, let's just Silverwing, because we can. Vizier. Okay, I can remember that. Thanks, Pajaman. Man, is Oppo mono black or missing colors? Not sure. Hard to be mono in this format, but maybe they pulled it off. Oh, hard to be punished for your land greed. I don't even, yeah, and this would definitely be an island too if we were not, because we have Narset and stuff, so. A sad Bastion here. Now I'm going to play it in case our next draw is an island. It would be the card we want to play. Also, we can just activate this now, which is somewhat interesting. And in fact, we have nothing else to do. So we're going to be spending our 5th turn making this zombie army a 2/2. A little depressing, but you do what you gotta. Yeah, play the Bastion in case of discard. Play the Bastion because it's actually our only play for the turn. It's our only value. Ha-ha! Have at you! More swamps. Because math. That's kind of sad. You know, I'm going to send in the Silverwing and the Death Toucher. If they want to trade off either one for the Death Toucher, that's cool. We're going to Tithe Bearer, make a pretty big blocker so we don't need the Death Toucher on D. And by letting the Death Toucher die for value here, hopefully, yeah, all right, they could have done like -2 or you know, indestructible or something, or +2 indestructible. Anyway, now we get to make a giant, have a good defender, hopefully find ourselves an island, and then really turn the corner on these. Spark Reaper, interesting too. All right, cruelty down. We got our card back on that though. I think they're just missing a color. All right, we got a nice pickup here. How bold are we? Let's see. 7 mana, 4, 5. Okay, we can do this. Here's what I'm going to do. Actually, just going to do it with nothing but black. Play the Spark Reaper and attack with both. Because I don't think with the Spark Reaper in play they will block the Vizier. If they do, good on them. But I really want to bring the Vizier back with... Okay. I mean, I was going to bring it back with the Rescuer Sphinx, but I'm happy to draw a card off it too. Or we can even just let it trade and I'll play Narset and bring Narset back with the Rescuer Sphinx. So this, I was trying to dissuade this block, but I also didn't think it was the end of the world if they made it because of our alternate plays. So we're going to try and let this happen. And then Narset ourselves some action ahead of Rescue. Because we go Narset minus. Ooh. Let's start ripping their hand apart, especially if they are missing a color here. Get rid of their hand before they can recover. And next turn is real good for us with Narset minus. Totally lost. Yeah, they're just done. They must have been missing a color. That's got to be. I mean, this is not really a monocolored format, and their hand was full of stuff, so I think my bad luck in drawing swamps was not comparable to Oppo's bad luck in drawing swamps. Nobody's playing Magic today, I guess. I'm somewhat time-bound today. I can't stream forever. I gotta go start my Christmas shopping. No, I do have to go finish it, though. Gotta get something from my mama. Isn't that classic? Going out on the 24th to find a Christmas present for your mom. You Christmas celebrators know what I'm on about. That is a tough keep. We do have Toll, we have Davriel. Both of these get going on 3 with what we've got and start making it rough, but we are way off from commencing the end game or rescuing anything. Krauser, something experiential. Probably, I might just look up actually a gift card. Like she lives in Bellingham, which is about 90 minutes from Seattle. And yeah, I think I got a mulligan because of the commence and the rescuer. It's just these are too close to a mulligan right here. All right, this is a little more keepable. And we're going to ditch a swamp. So what I'm going to look to do is get a gift card for one of her favorite restaurants and make a date to come up and take her out to dinner or something like that. You know, we've really reduced the capitalist fever dream of Christmas in our family among the adults. I'm pretty down with I like the grown-ups making it rain on the younger generation on the holidays. I think that's fun, although that teaches some interesting capitalism lessons as well. But nonetheless, I totally get making Christmas special on the gift front for kids, but grown-ups basically trading shopping lists with each other is insane to me, and I hate it. And so we've been moving away from buying the grown-ups in the family buying each other stuff. But my mom likes that exchange stuff, so I try to find something experiential to do with her for that. All right, let's see what we can toll here. Hello. I guess we take a mana geode even. I mean, they get the other one, and then they're one to the Nissa. We can just take the Nissa, though. I guess if we take the Nissa and we totally lost, like, the Ceratok, they can just have the mana geodes, right? Let's just take Nissa. There's a part of me that just wants to hope they never cast Nissa, but that's silly. They're going to keep one geode no matter what. So then they're presumably they're one forest away from casting Nissa. Let's not do that. Let's take Nissa. Oh, thanks, Chunk Tug. I'll actually take a note of that. Maybe dinner and a show with my mom will be the present. See, I'm getting my Christmas shopping done on stream. We call this multitasking. Making stuff for each other, that's nice too. Sounds like a lot of work. Your family's dedicated. Yeah, liquors, consumables are great though. That like I do like giving the consumables gift. There's a lot to love about that. Yeah, I'm gonna trouble casting totally lost. It's the only thing we can do. If we do it now, we get to attack for 3. Reason not to is that it reduces the impact of our commence the end game, but really only by 1+1/+1 counter on our amass token, and we're going to get in 3 extra damage by doing this now, so I'm going to do it. But just thinking through, like we do like cards in our hand for commence, but we're also not going to not do that. I don't think. Obviously, I just did it. The fact that they were undrinkable is beside the point. Truly the thought that counts. All right, but like operative, we're gonna leave in hand. So really, we get to amass for 3 at instant speed. That's actually good. We might just actually, you know, I'm gonna send in both. If they want to eat the Reaver, congrats. But I think they'll go for blocking the army token, because who makes counters at instant speed on army tokens? The answer? Us. Yeah, the only risk was that they would just eat the Reaver, but that's not that bad, especially we're trying to find Command the Dreadhorde, etc. Whoa! Okay. Well, we can double block and get it, and we get to toll the other one, so not the end of the world. Not the end of the world, just a large worm. Hello, Teferi. Well, can they cast Teferi? Yes, they can cast Teferi quite easily. What do we think about that, though? Teferi comes down and kills our token, so we can't do it. We actually have to take Teferi, give him the Ceratok. Yeah, it's not great. But now we have a 1-for-1 trade on the worm at least. And I'm going to go ahead and attack. We're going to trade for that worm anyway, so let's make them do it on offense. And then if they don't block this, we have a reasonable follow-up attack. We get to crack back. Yeah, we happened to toll Teferi and Nissa this game. No big deal. Narset, you say? Let's find our Command the Dreadhorde. That would be fun right now.
I know 88 ways to defeat you.
And a bitch ain't one.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
Nice sequence here.
Heed my instruction and prepare for war.
Yeah, we can send in Dusk Mantle, and I'd be pretty happy about that. Although, if we leave them all back, we threaten. Yeah, I gotta read cards. Like suddenly, I was like, "Was this 2-power can't block or whatever?" I like leaving everything back and threatening to trade for the Ceratok, given our Planeswalker power. Yeah, they took that off a while ago, right? I mean, I remember when like cable TV got the S-bomb and like South Park went nuts with the, an episode where they said the S-bomb 8 million times or something. Or maybe it was an F-bomb. I can't remember anyway. Language is funny. Vibrate the air in this way, and you're off. We'll take you off the air. Oh, that's a pretty good recovery play for Oppo. Let's see how they scry here. Big scry 4, draw 2. They're going to get 2 real cards for sure here. Three bottom is great. They only found 1 for sure good card in all of that. Oh, yeah, we did it! I forgot 2, Oppo! Yeah! Oh, Narset. Narset. No shame scoop, but I forgot 2. I was sitting there going, oh, this is nice for them. They're going to get 2 great... Yeah, shame scoop from Oppo. Wow. But, Oppo, I was there with you, man. I was there. I did the same thing. I forgot my own passive. Oh, Narset. Passive Planeswalker abilities! That may be true, but it doesn't change the correctness of our decision at the time, I don't think. When you see that hand, and you see a Nissa, you have to expect that the opponent is playing a significant chunk of forests, and that getting rid of 1 of 2 geodes is not going to cut them off from double green for very long. I mean, well, this is an obvious keep. So yeah, if you were, it's fine to look backwards and look at those data points because they're interesting, but don't, as long as you don't use them to convince yourself that a well-reasoned decision in retrospect was wrong because of how it worked out. We call that results orientation. Don't be rowdy. Allies Jeff says, big fan of the stream and listen to you on LR. Right on. Thanks for hanging with us today. See a banana. All right. I was gonna go ahead and play a Strix, but I like a Toll a lot better here. See what kind of bomb we can find. All right, they got a Leyline Prowler. They got the Guild Globe to get the Prowler out. The Prowler then unlocks everything else. We could just take the Prowler to prevent the ongoing fixing. Then the Globe has to do Prison Realm or Enforcer, and they don't get both. Although Zhang comes down and helps with that, so maybe that doesn't do it. But we can use Skulker to get Zhang. So we're going to take the Prowler, slow him down a bit. Although Prison Realm maybe is what we need to take so that our Skulker lives. Skulker getting realmed is not great for us, honestly. Yeah, I've kind of changed my mind, Fenner. I was with you on Prowler at first, but now I think I take the Realm. You think you're going to use Realm on something else that's already out? I don't think so. Well, I'm going to think this one through and let it tick down. But it's definitely one of these two. We don't care as much about Zhang because we have Skulker, which is why I want to save the Skulker so we can take out Zhang and use Skulker for one of its prime purposes, which is Planeswalker removal. So I'm just going to take the Realm and make sure our Skulker lives. We could offer this trade, but I like keeping this back in anticipation of the Worm. So we'll say no. Prowler's the more immediate threat, but this is the immediate threat to our stabilization, to our ability to stay stable, so I liked getting rid of their removal. I still didn't get to listen to the bot episode, no. Nice thing about Skulker here, we get Skulker on 4, Skulker on 5, which means next turn with 6 mana we can activate Skulker and play the Strix. Which means they can't really play their Planeswalker, or we just get to eat him for free in exchange. Well, not for free, they get 1 token down. We'll see. Well, looks like denying them the Prowler would not have worked out great for us. That's more results orientation. I'm not suggesting it verifies or changes any decisions, but again, considering consequences there. Might just get raced in the air, but we're clocking for 3, so let's get them and before they get us. Hey D, I am not streaming tomorrow or Thursday, and I'm going to try to stream Friday. We'll see how it goes. But I will try and give heads up to Discord Thursday night at the latest on whether or not I'll be streaming Friday. So keep an eye on that.
Cooperation is the path to self-improvement. Share in my strength.
Gonna punch that Strix. Oh, forced landing. All right. Oops. Yeah, I think they just want to attack. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and take out the Planeswalker this turn. And then we'll at least get to reset this Griffin with Totally Lost, return it back to a 3/4, and also return it to its summoning 6 status for a turn, so we get a leg up on the race again. 4, 5, 6, 7. Unfortunately, we cannot. Saheeli lost, but I think it's worth playing Saheeli here and taking another 4 so that we can set up Totally Lost, create a token, and then turn the token into a Skulker after that. New Year's I haven't quite figured out yet. I might just stream all week actually. I may take yeah, we'll see. I'll probably take a day off next week sometime, but honestly New Year's Eve is not a big party night for me. I'm not a drinker really at all, and so while everybody else is nursing hangovers, I'm just like, I can stream, so I'll probably just get up and stream. Yeah, that's a very good point. If I play Saheeli, she doesn't live. So let's go... but I also can't activate Skulker and fire off the Totally Lost. Both of those kind of stink. Is it possible to wait for another land? If we get one more land, we can do Saheeli Lost the Griffin. So if there's like a land on top, waiting might be reasonable. Is that crazy? Maybe it's crazy, but I'm going to give it one more turn to find a land, because then I think it sets us up to close out this game. And if they get the Vizier, that's rough, because then we don't get the death-touching army. But we can take another hit from the Griffin while trying to find a land. All right, no land, so now we're done with that play. But we do get to Duskmantle and Totally Lost. Not that Duskmantle does much here, but we can. Maybe the play is to hold Duskmantle in case we find command. Or did we already do command? Was that the other game? No, this. Yeah, we have command. Not command. Commence. We might want Duskmantle in hand for commence the end game, since it's not doing much work here. I'm gonna Totally Lost the Griffin after they draw. That means I can't attack with the Skulker this turn. Maybe with them at 11, I need to just be playing this. It's just we're never going to attack through all this stuff on the ground. This is like a Skulker game or not. Yeah, Saheeli might draw Griffin away from my face for a turn, and they might just ignore it. That's interesting. Can I go to 4, though? I'm gonna do this. And actually, I don't need to do their upkeep. We'll just wait and end of turn, Totally Lost, or mid combat, Totally Lost. Maybe they'll go for a trick or something. Hopefully, I can't remember any protection from type stuff. Silverwing, but we know exactly what they've got coming. At least we get to play Saheeli not under pressure. We can do Saheeli Silverwing. Or we just do Saheeli Skulker and then Silverwing next turn. Especially if we draw a land, we can Skulker Silverwing, which is reasonable. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop Saheeli while they're not going to attack her down successfully.
Together,
Get the Skulker in for another 3.
things, you and I.
And we can actually turn the Silverwing into a Skulker and make them both unblockable if we have the resources for that. I was kind of expecting this. We're going to try it this way. If they found themselves some removal, like if this card takes out the Vizier, we're in deep trouble, but we're not playing around it. We got to hope this block works. Now is when we draw Command the Dreadhorde, because we can't really play it to any great value. But we do get Reverse Silverwing here. Although we don't get Silverwing if we're going to make Skulker unblockable. Which do we need to do this turn? If we do that, we have 3 mana left over in that case. We can only do we can do Reaver. I guess I like Silverwing plus Reaver on this turn, and then not attacking. Although, how much time do we have? Can we crack back? This is tough. I'm gonna do this though. See, it's also, you know, interesting to see what they've got coming. Oh no, they've got. We're trying to dodge all these rare planeswalkers today. Looks like we're not going to dodge this one, and it's going to be bad for us. But I don't know. Maybe there's a way to pull this out. At least it's not like doesn't reach out and kill something.
Would you like to see what's left of Scum?
She's still very good, but it not at least doesn't just like snap kill us.
Strike now! Strike hard!
All right, they are going face now. What are our outs? Well, I think even if, you know, if we're going to do some chumping, we're doing it next turn anyway, so let's start with a draw. Toll. This is probably just a land. Almost certainly sandbagging a land, given their... I mean, they got 6 mana and they didn't do anything, so really the toll here makes our army bigger, which is not the worst, but is really not what we wanted on this board, of course. And so now we need the Silver Wing to block the Griffin. Yeah, we do get a servo. Certainly got to do it. Then it's whether or not we're activating Skulker here. Yeah, that's the land we expected. And I'm going to activate Skulker. I guess we take down Vivian. But we can't get around. I guess we can go... Yeah, we don't have an artifact we can really attack with here, so... We're gonna try to contain Vivian. We have to chump the Enforcer Griffin.
Losing everything again.
I know it's not enough to beat, but we can try and contain her at least. Set up a 2-turn. Maybe I'm just supposed to be racing. Thing is, I can't. I could go to the face.
Have you ever lost a home?
But if we chump, we're just gonna lose to a chump and then a Griffin attack anyway. So given that we need to answer the Griffin, I'm choosing not to race. Well, you say, so we try to race, but like, yeah, maybe I should have. Am I thinking this through wrong? My feeling was just that we can't race the Griffin without help off the top of the deck. So since we need to extend the game with help off the top of the deck, we can control the Planeswalker. But maybe there was some world in which, if they're at 7 here, we have some sort of alpha. If we draw... Yeah, trouble is they have this life linker, so even if we made 2 unblockables, like we found this 8th land and can make this unblockable, and we can get in for 6 here, but it's not enough. So yeah, I'm not sure if there was something else I was supposed to do in terms of... I don't know what gave us the better chance, honestly. Trying to... In either case, we failed, and we're going to lose, but I'm not sure what play gave us the better chance.
To think fast.
Close but no victory. Oppos have been posing a lot of threats for us to face in our tolls. Does make me want to kind of put in a 3rd toll. If I cut that and just add another toll. I don't think that would have mattered, Swamp Lore. We didn't have attacks into a 2/3 lifelinker. I don't think it mattered. And I at least had my reasons for it. I wasn't doing it randomly. We were trying to make a future potential play actually be relevant. Oh, you're talking about that? I think taking Prowler with the toll... we were only in that game because of the 3/4 unblock, the 3/5 unblockable. That's how we stayed in that game. So I don't know. Those of you who wanted to take the Prowler instead of the removal spell that would have certainly been used on the only thing that kept us in that game, I don't know how you think we were winning that game. All right, no black yet, and the Bastion laughing at us a bit, but with Kasmina and Rescuer Sphinx ready for 4, I'm gonna keep this narrowly. Maybe get punished, but I can't give it up. Close one though. Easily could get punished here, but never punished around here. Are you kidding me? Way too much clean living around here for to get punished. Bloomhulk, Tybalt, Nahiri, and some removal. Don't really care too much about the removal except to the extent that it can take out Kasmina. But honestly, we're going to try and go have Kasmina at 3, untap, bring Kasmina to 1, and then bounce her back. So we can let him have the Helix. And then it's a question of Tybalt, Bloomhulk, or Nahiri. Tybalt's pretty annoying. Bloomhulk's pretty annoying. Dude, Bloomhulk's big. Like, how are we beating Bloomhulk? I guess we're trying to trade Rescuer Sphinx for Bloomhulk if we do that. I think it's Bloomhulk. And do we want to offer... Yeah, I'll even offer this trade. Maybe they'll Helix it. Be nice if they just want to... Yeah, that's great. Go for it. Use a card for our combined half card, probably. Hello, Narset. So this is where if we play Kasmina, they do get to go Nahiri and then First Strike Druid, and we don't exactly have great blocks in that spot. But I could chump for a turn, and then we get to rescue Kasmina with double value. I think that's worth it. Let's just go Kasmina, expecting to chump with the Reaver.
War is coming. I will
Draw another, you know, do another loot. Ooh, interesting, interesting. I gotta pitch the land here. I'm gonna be greedy. I'm in your head, Papa. I'm in your head. Great, they didn't pressure, and kind of hope we find a swamp, pitch the island, and play a swamp. That would be ideal. But we're gonna let's Kasmina.
focus on what
All right.
matters.
I like the Vizier, keeping the Vizier. We could pitch the island, but I kind of like pitching Tithebearer here. We have plenty of card advantage. Tithebearer is pretty big though. There's just a bigness. And I guess with First Strike, maybe the Death Touch doesn't matter all that much. Maybe we do just let this Vizier go. I'm gonna let the Vizier go. And then, yeah, Sphinx, Kasmina. Kind of destined to trade for the Ogre, but that's still good. Not so greedy to pitch the land. If we're keeping the Tithebearer, we have to advance towards casting it. Aloha, John. Merry Christmas to you. They can Nahiri it. That's true. I don't mind that too much, though. I guess, although, here we go. We get to start stripping the hand. I think we should. We get to play Davriel and take one of these two very good cards.
I do hope this mask is intimidating enough. Perish the thought.
And they're keeping Nahiri so that they can first strike the turret ogre, but in case we can always just chump with the Reaver in that case. So go ahead. I say go ahead and play Nahiri, and we'll figure it out. We could attack, and what does that do? If they block with the ogre, this is dead. Then they play Nahiri, and then what are we doing? I don't like attacking.
Loneliness can hurt.
We can just sit here on Davriel for a while, and they're gonna slowly head towards 0.
There is much to learn from symbiotic relationships. Teamwork is strength.
Justice will be served. Molten.
Oh,
from
I
the
see what they
core of
did.
my soul.
Huh. Wow. Interesting. Well, we're gonna chump. There's no trample, right? No trample. So then we just get to munch on their planeswalkers. That seems great. You say no blocks? I guess Davriel doesn't do anything. We could just let Davriel go, although Davriel sticks around to do damage to them, so we're going to keep him. Oh, so close. I think we want a Kasmina here, though, and try and make our way to a swamp.
Listen up, and I'll teach you a trick or two. We are the future.
Thought our children were the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Operative will pitch, because when we do get the Dread Horde going, we can return that for pretty cheap. Yeah, we can also just take out Nahiri and leave everything else. Although I don't see why I shouldn't take out. We can take him. Oh no, we can leave one chump back. Depends on what we want to give up. Certainly, we got to send 6 at Nahiri, and then the question is whether we're sending 2 at Jiang. I think we do, because we're trying to cast command. We just get to put this stuff back if they take him out. And we get to choose to bring this back if we want to take it out. Let's have a Planeswalker bloodbath that actually sets us up for a pretty good command. Send 4 at Nahiri Y. Why don't we want to kill Nahiri? What am I missing? Trying to understand what Jeff is suggesting, but I'm out of hourglasses, so I'm just going to attack if I don't understand what you mean. I don't know why we only need to send 4, so I'm going to send all. Yeah, it's not about killing the Sphinx, though. It's about the first strike on their creatures, too. I see what you're saying now, but I like that.
Ugh, what a whiner.
They want Kasmina dead. All right, you get a dead Kasmina. I'm gonna get a swamp and get a dead Oppo. That's the plan. Yeah. Do we just want to fire this off, or do we want to add some stabilization. Probably just fire it off. Look at all the value. The question is going to be, what do we get for our... Maybe we can just get him to scoop. So 18, we don't got to too low and have an embarrassing loss on the crackback, but we can use like 14. How about like 4, 8, 12. I'm gonna do this. Hope that I didn't kill myself. I don't think I killed myself.
Oppose me and be
I see
reduced
great
to
potential
rubble. In you. Prove yourself. Hone your control.
So ditch the Reaver here. Do 3 damage to the Ogre. Since that's what's blocking our Sphinx. I mean, Grazer can chump once. And yeah, then attack all. Just gotta survive at 4 life for a turn. Suppose they could find stuff to make that not be what happens, but Manticore is not a problem. Is that a problem? No, because it doesn't give trampled anything, so I think that we just win.
I was trained for this.
Yep. All right, that was cool. We got our command win. And I managed to pick cards for Command the Dreadhorde that didn't kill me. Wonder what percentage of people resolve that spell unlimited and instantly die. It's not 0. You know it's not 0. I'm just curious, wonder how often it happens. Oh, we're 3-1. I forgot to update last time. Yeah, we probably had it without command, but getting rid of the reach blocker was really nice. I mean, take a look at it and tell me what question you have. All right, keepable. It's a good hand to get us to this card. Just need some of that discard to make Oppo give us some tools. I guess I'm going to go Dust Mantle Operative. Slightly better chance of connecting for 2 next turn than the 2 parts of a Laptop Reaver. But with Davriel, we're going to stay back on D with the Dusk Mantle. This is why I love these 2s. They protect your 3s. And we're going to go to work on Oppo's hand ahead of this command.
Shadows. Much. I don't think you'll be needing that.
Oh no! So sad. So sad. Oh. Are you sad as I am? I'm so sad. It's going to be very good. I still like our spot. We're going to wreck them pretty good, but that's a bummer. We're going to get 3 cards from their hand, though. Oh, gosh, maybe more after we start bashing. back up.
A mind is a terrific thing to waste.
And we can Reaver here instead of Dovin for our defense. I'd rather have 2 bodies than a Dovin right now. Ah, I see. They had a plan. Good plan, Oppo. Good plan. We get to eat...
If you want it.
Or we get to trade that. That's too bad. We get him back, though. Good work, Oppo. I had spectacular plan A that Oppo thwarted. I had spectacular plan B, Bastion plus Davriel, that Oppo thwarted. Darn it. We're in a decent spot, though, and actually this Vizier is a nice draw because it gives us enough oomph to take out Angrath. So what was going to be a runaway blowout is now actually a super close and interesting game. But we get to attack with... with everything. And then we Dovin. Kuzika, are you saying you don't like the inclusion of Bastion in the deck, or are you rooting for it to actually work? I'm not sure. I can't tell if you're criticizing me or like saying, come on, Bastion, do something. But I think it's worth it in this deck. There's a lot of proliferate targets going on here. And it's a little mana greedy, but we do have a globe as well. Okay, you're rooting for it. Wasn't sure, you know, because your comment could be interpreted as, come on, you don't actually play that in limited, do you? But it's going to be good for us here, I think.
I wrote an entire treatise on your impending failure.
Mama's here. I was wondering if you'd poke your head in today, Mama. I know you're holiday busy, but I'm glad you could say hello. Merry Christmas Eve to you. We're War of the Sparking here, and it's been a really interesting grindy match where Oppo and I have really just kind of effed with each other a bunch, but I'm kind of coming out on it, coming out ahead of it right now. I'm gonna keep playing lands. Oh yeah, I should have proliferated. You're right. I was thinking of it in terms of Dovin, not army, but they should be at 13. We'll see if that point matters. You clever, clever people, you. Or maybe I'm just pretty not clever in that moment. Uh-oh, they're checking their graveyard. Could be Aid the Fallen, or they're checking our graveyard. Do they have a... I was gonna say they have a command. I was this close to calling it, folks. This close. When they started looking at both graveyards, I knew.
Please run. A chase stokes the forge.
Unbelievable. Green Ranger, you suck. You've stolen our game plan from us. They went down to 3, but it's not that risky with what they've just done. I mean, how do we get him to 0 in our blue-black special here? Yeah, drawing a big flyer would be a nice place to start. Not drawing an island would be another place to gain some progress.
When pursuing creativity,
This thing's going to get big when Angrath ticks down, so we're doing that. And staying on D. Yeah, Skulker, Flyer. Skulker would be great. We need some evasion, basically. Correctly identified by chat. Evasion is our dream draw here. What else kind of gets us there?
Come on, Mo. Time to have your day.
This is the most disappointing loss I'm anticipating a loss, and it's a real heartbreaker because our hand was stacked to make this a cool, interesting, awesome game for us, and instead Oppo has deftly just flipped the script and wrecked us, honestly.
I will help you through this.
They could all out and take out Dovin, and maybe they will. But we've got a block on that Grizzly. All right. They're not going for it. And the lands begin. Yeah. Keep doing this, although now I'm just going to do the Grizzly.
Looking to elevate yourself? Perhaps a pair of stilts?
The army would have been a 3-power menace, right? And this already is a 3-power menace. That's why I did that.
Be your best self.
Seems like they're trying not to use Ongrath, so I'm kind of making him use him if they want to create a 3-power creature here. Sure. All right, well, we have been flooding the last couple of draws. Let's find some action here and make a game of this. Oh, deck, that is the opposite of what I requested.
Looking to elevate yourself? Perhaps a pair of stilts?
And the worst part is Opportunist is now bringing Oppo out of range for us, punishing them for going so low on their Dread Horde. Must be nice. Finding a Planeswalker with Vivian. Sure. Sure. Finding Vivian with the Grizzly is pretty spot-on flavor, though, I suppose. We're dead. Ah, I'm so bummed.
Leave my territory.
Our opener was astoundingly good, and it just got wrecked. Had being the correct tense, I believe. I can't even bring myself to run a Miracle Max. I mean, maybe, is this... Hey, Spodcaster. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We had an amazing start to this game and then got succinctly, summarily, and quickly dismantled by Oppo. But is the Rescuer Sphinx? Let's see. Do they have any reach? They don't have any reach currently. But the Opportunist every turn, I guess it's still net positive for us. So... yeah, we'll try and make this work. Let's see. We're going to go... we could return Dovin, but we're going to return the Reaver. And... forgot the Bastion? No, I didn't. What are you talking about? I did? Oh, then it is a punt. Sorry. I thought I got all of them. 3... I'm just trying to decide if we're Bastioning or Reavering here. I'm going to go with Reaver. And I still will use this. That's a bummer. We really want every point we can get from the Bastion, so sad to have missed that, but maybe we can find a way through here? I don't know. Attack since they have menace anyway. What do you mean?
Brave now, pup.
Still don't know what you mean, Hogan. Like, what was her attack last turn that you wanted to make? No campaigning, D. Well, now that they haven't gained life here, where's their... do we just win? What's going on? They have any reach? They're just trying to kill me?
The only prize I desire is your head.
How do we not just win? Am I missing anything? I think we just win. Thanks, Oppo. Yeah, they could not let this thing... I mean, what was that? Well, show me how I'm wrong, Oppo. Wow. Free win. Green Ranger, you played so well and then snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. I will take the win, but I'm a little agog that we were allowed it. I mean, we did have, like, technically we were going to be attacking for more in the air every turn than they were gaining, but they were building up quite an army. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they were favored if they played that correctly, but if they played it correctly, they weren't dead that turn is the thing. We'll take it. Oppo gift during this holiday season. Yeah, they had good attacks with the Duskmantle operative, for example. I think someone called that out. Yeah, they played really well early and then gave us just enough room to get back in it late. I'll take it. Well, I think we've cleared everybody's par estimates already, so that's nice. Need some land help, but I'm not going to throw this back. We find an island, we get Saheeli. Find any land, we get a toll. Find any 2 lands, we get Kasmina. So I like this. Oppo has mulliganed. That I don't hate that either. How about that London mulligan? Let's give an applause for London mulligan for limited. God, it's so much of an improvement. Oh, I love the London mulligan for limited. Just thinking about Oppo and how they probably have a reasonable playable hand because of that. Huh. Well, we didn't find our land, but we found something to play to try and dig for it. All right, one more land off the top. Come on, come on, come on. Nope. I don't fully understand your statement, so I'm going to have to reparse after we lose to this unfortunate result. We're going to ditch our expensive stuff, of course. We're not dead yet, though. If we find... Let's see, what do we need? Trouble is a land gets us a toll, which is still going to be, like... We're basically taking another 5 minimum. Alright, that's not the worst thing to draw that's not a land. I suppose it's the best thing to draw that's not a land, actually, but... Well... We are going to try and take out this Lynx. If it doesn't work, we're probably dead, but I can't really see us beating much in the way of combat tricks and what here, so... that's a happy trade. Alright, we found some land. Looks like it's going to be too late, though. I guess we could find a Rescuer Sphinx, get Reaver back, and not be dead, and we can toll something good here, maybe? Arlen's Wolf. I guess they're one land away from making this thing, and we don't have any Death Touch on hand. I guess we have Dovin that could take care of this. But... gotta do that. Hey, fool. Glad you made it. Here we are. How do we not lose this? I don't know if there's a way to come back from this. Especially since we can't kill anything here. It's really rough that we can't kill anything. I think we need to chump and hope against hope that there's something we can do after this draw. Yeah, maybe you're right, Mike. I shouldn't have ditched this worm. On the long shot chance that they draw another 6-drop, that's the best way we could have had to try and recover here. Are we just super dead now? Now I think we are, because we rescue her and we can block one thing, but they've got multi-lethal. Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I guess we go Dovin. All right, we're not dead. I'll do it because we're not dead, but we're basically dead here.
It's hard to be a genius surrounded by lesser minds.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Perfection is unattainable, so stop trying.
So Enforcer hits us for 3, takes us to 1. Battalion does nothing, and Reaver chumps the Croc, and then we're not dead. Because Mina make a blocker is very similar to the play I did. I mean, basically just allowing ourselves to live a turn. But now we should be dead. I like our chances if we get a land in time, but we didn't. And the London Mulligan saves Oppo. That's what I was saying. I applauded the London Mulligan allowing Oppo to have the best chance to beat us. And they did. All right, I'll take a second here to see what Fluffy's talking about. Point is, people state that a supercomputer would generally consider their argument over another, but no one, to my knowledge, is running the scenarios through a supercomputer. This is their more or less. I believe a computer would agree with me, but I can't substantiate the claim. Yeah. I mean, I coined the concept for Magic of the time-traveling supercomputer as a way to express the concept of perfect magic. It's a way to acknowledge that there is a perfect decision. That's what. So the unknowableness of decisions, I think, causes people to throw up their hands as though there is no, like, there isn't one. Because I can't know, there isn't one. The idea of the time-traveling supercomputer is simply a way to express, no, there is an answer. It may not be knowable to us, but a perfect being an infinitely wise and perfect and knowing being, God, if you prefer, to the time-traveling supercomputer, could tell you statistically what the exact correct thing to do is in every game state. You get into a little bit of trickiness in terms of human interaction. Like, let's say for sure the correct play is to cast your 3-drop. But is the correct play to cast your 3-drop after pausing for 3 seconds or 5 seconds? Right? So you can get into those weeds. But let's stay away from the physical realities of Magic for a second and just talk about if every decision happened instantly with no tells, no extra information there, what's correct? So it's all, yeah. So I don't, Fluffy, it depends on how people are trying to use the concept. If someone's trying to use that concept to convince you that they are right and you are wrong by saying, but a time-traveling supercomputer would agree with me, I don't think you can find any evidence of me ever saying anything like that except right now in regards to you talking about it. I've personally only ever used it to express the concept that there is a truth, whether it's knowable or not. There is a correct answer to every Magic question, and we're musing about what that correct answer would be if such a time-traveling supercomputer indeed existed. But anybody who's using that concept as support for their play is not making any sense whatsoever. So hopefully that answers your question. Now let's see if we can't pick up another win or two before taking another loss in this one. The correct decision with your knowledge at the moment or with extra knowledge? The idea of the time-traveling supercomputer is that it has perfect knowledge. The idea of it is that take any event. Let's say you're going to an event today and the time-traveling supercomputer is going to play in it. They're going to know all the deck lists and all the event. Then they're going to go back in time, enter the event with every possible list in existence, and then play it out to every possible conclusion against every possible opponent because they have infinite time, patience, and memory. And therefore, by mapping out every possible play and every possible result coming from it, I'm going to keep this. Keep getting a Bastion affecting our mana, but I'm going to keep... No. Okay, yeah, now we're going to get into that paper, huh? No, that's not what they said. That is absolutely not... I mean, first, nobody is saying a computer exists that can compute the optimal strategy of Magic. It's a concept. The paper that published has nothing to do with my concept. The paper that published was about, because of the nature of Magic rules, the inability for a computer to predict the end result of any game based on a current game state. That's what that paper was. It has nothing to do with the theoretical perfect play. And theoretical perfect play is just a completely different concept from what that paper was getting at. Yeah, they did it like one game. Yeah, it's that paper is so overblown in the community in terms of what it's actually saying, and I think the authors of the paper have basically said that. I'm going to go with the operative here since it blocks their both sides of the Reaver. Not often seen Sorin's Thirst takes out our 2, but we get to start piling on our Reavers. We'll start with a Toll, though, then we can 2-spell next turn. Cruelty Harvest Opportunist. Interesting. We don't really care about our creatures such that I almost want to take out their Opportunist. Yeah, it's not possible to solve every game, and it's not possible to solve the game to know the conclusion, but it is possible to solve what the highest percentage play is, which is the whole point of the time-traveling supercomputer. It's like the paper you're talking about, if it talked to the time-traveling supercomputer, the computer would just say, yeah, we don't know how it's going to play out, but I can tell you that the highest percent chance to get the result you want is to do this, right? So they're not in conflict. Sorry, back to the browser. We have 0 hourglasses. Got to take something here. This removal is not that important yet, but it will become important. I guess I'll just take the Spark Harvest. With the expendable army token, it's kind of the best play they've got. Interesting that they're making this offer. I guess we'll take it. We're making our own armies. Trade while we can, and then make a 2-2 army next turn. Play this out in case we find an island. We'll go Reaver, and then Vizier next turn. Maybe you could be a turret. Hey, there's our island. Hey, island. Let's go Vizier Strix, and then we can start proliferating like a crazy pants. Yeah, Strix first, I suppose, although it doesn't really matter. What does the order matter here? I'll trade this army for either the Opportunist and the Reaver or the Ogre. Maybe not. Now, with Bastion, we're just going to get that thing huge, so I'll be patient. Make them use their removal on it. I mean, if they spend their cruelty on a army token, that's not bad for us. Looks like it's what they're going to have to do. Maybe with all of our proliferate and this land and stuff, we should play that 3 mana artifact. I don't love it. Given they're probably going to kill it, we could just send it in. Although I guess I'm going to make it... Nah, I'm still going to wait, because I won't send in until it would win combat one-on-one against the turret ogre. Then it really does force them to use that. And they're going to do that. We don't even have a... I mean, we could activate, but it doesn't do anything. So we'll just let that happen. All right. Who will find some action first? Here for... Totally lost, you say? Well, not worth it to totally lost the turret ogre just to get in with the Strix. We will continue playing out lands and be ready to use this more reactively. Well, maybe we should have taken out the Opportunist. I don't think we're going to lose to the Opportunist, but that's annoying. Could use the totally lost here. What does that get us? Makes them recast the turret ogre, puts them off the Opportunist for a turn. We do get to crash in with all of these. Yeah, we could do our own Reaver, but then what are we doing with that? Like, I don't think that's the right play. I'm going to lose the ogre. Just set him back a little bit here. Ugh, we have been... When we've needed stuff off the top, it has not been coming this draft. But we can send in all this. Obviously, we're happy to trade for an Opportunist, and we bounce off their Reaver. I'm expecting them to bounce one Reaver and take 2 here. That's the thing, Hogan. Doing it on ourselves costs us a draw step, and that's pretty harsh. Why are they tanking so hard? Maybe they needed to go get a snack or something, because this is just... I mean, I have no cards in hand, so this is a snap block, 1 Reaver, take 2. All right, deck, please give us some of that old magic. I don't think they're thinking of a trade. That's why I don't know what they were doing. There's no way they were thinking of a trade. All right, Toll is not awful. It doesn't do anything in terms of stripping their hand, but we get an army token back. And that army token is Death Touch and Proliferatable. But we still don't have a Theater Strix attack. It's kind of our Proliferate racing their Opportunist if nothing changes. Ideally, we find something else to do besides Proliferate, but no, not this turn. That is not how it's going to work this turn. If we attack, they trade off the Ogre, and then we do start having attacks we could make. So we could go ahead and send in, but again, I think I want to wait until the army can eat the Ogre. It's a couple attacks away. It's a 3-3 right now. Can't attack next turn, but then the turn after that, it's a real tough block. Although they can just do... Yeah, it's still a 2-for-1 at that point. I don't know. I can't figure out if we're attacking with this army now or not. Because at what point... It's a lot of work before that army is actually big enough via proliferation to do what we want to do it. Yeah, I think you're right, Hogan. We'll go ahead and attack with our Death Toucher. We'll take an army for an Ogre if they want it. It's just too far off before we've gotten it so big that it like really changes the game in that way. Gonna start holding lands because of our commence the end game. But it's weird because we do have, I mean, if I play lands, then I may be able to Bastion, proliferate, and play a new spell we draw. So it's tough to know. Maybe, again, see, this is where the concept comes in. I'm not sure whether the time-traveling supercomputer would say that the thing to do is hold our cards for the commence the end game or play our lands to support Bastion plus activation, spell plus activation of Bastion. But we have that. We can have 3 drops and still activate Bastion here. So let's see what this produces. All right, we'll take that finisher off your hands. Thank you very much. And now at least we do get the. Now maybe we do wait because 6/6 next turn suddenly survives both Ogre plus Reaver and is the level of threat that I want. Whereas if we attack with a 5/5, they can trade Ogre for Reaver and still have their Opportunist game plan. So I'm going to hold now. That toll ended up being quite useful. We know they're on 1 land. They're top decking to not face a 6/6 Death Touch attacking next turn. It's either a land or like an instant speed trick, because obviously if they had anything to help contain what's going on here, they would have done it. Wow, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We play 4, and we still have 5, so we could still even activate. We wouldn't need to activate. We could just play another. We could replay a Reaver and get the same effect. So I'm going to do that. Oh yeah, that's true. We could just do this and grow the Sphinx. All right, I'll do that instead. Yeah, I'll wait on Reaver. Because now we get there's a more relevant than a single proliferate target. So hopefully Oppo just drew a land and they're in big trouble here. But maybe they found something and this goes worse than we were hoping. Well, that didn't suck. If we don't gain life, we do got to find a way to kill him soon. But if they spend every turn for the rest of the game, they actually get an activation and a play there. That's pretty good. Definitely want to start here. Although maybe, let's see. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could Silver Wing and still proliferate, which is actually better, isn't it? And also we get to see what they've got coming up. I'm going to do that. Toll. All right, so now Toll says maybe we should just play out this Reaver and not give him the Reaver. It reduces one of the counters on the Sphinx. And actually that's enough. Like if we pump, the Sphinx can attack through the Ogre as well. So I'm going to give him the Reaver here in exchange for getting counters on both the Sphinx and the army. So we're going to do it that way. Because we really need to apply heavy pressure here so that we don't lose to activations from Opportunist. I'm not going to attack with Strix yet. I think they would just eat it this turn if we attacked with Strix. But I think soon we get to start attacking with it too, because they can't afford to take anymore. And if they want to toll, then they can't Opportunist. But they might Taskmaster. What can they bring back? Really only the finisher, so that's not a big problem either. I like our chances now. Rescuer Sphinx is now nearly a forced block with the Ogre. Oppo trying to figure out some math here on whether they need to save the mana to activate Opportunist in order to not die. Commence can make this a 10-10 if it's what's correct. And it can even do that after we play the Reaver, so let's start there. And yeah, I like sending in this stuff and leaving everything else back. All right, they're going for eating the Silver Wing. Let's see. Do we want to get them? If we proliferate 8, can't kill them here. If we cast Commence, we get them to 2. I really don't think, actually, the Bastion matters now. Rescuer Sphinx is lethal. So I'm actually not gonna. I'm gonna save the Bastion. We're not gonna Bastion. I'll commence in response if they go for the toll here. Doesn't give us an extra blocker. It just makes this army token a lot bigger. But I guess, yeah, maybe toll. I mean, toll. We just draw 2 cards and they get to pick one of those. But again, if they toll, they don't have the opportunist. So yeah, I don't think they can even do that. Might be going for a desperation. I failed to block alpha here. One, two, three, four, five, six. Argument to be made for waiting on commence so that we can activate Theater Strix with it, but it might give us the tools to just win next turn pretty handily, so I'm going to go ahead and cast it. Couple extra points on the army and a couple cards. All right, maybe Narset shows us the way.
I train every day. No, I have just the trick for this.
All right, now what do we look on? So now this is a force block here. This is a chump here, and then they have to. Then they have to block down here, and we still get 4 through, and they lose. They go down to 1. Yeah, I think we just attack with everything, and they have to lose everything. My math says they have to lose everything here. Or they just straight lose. Oh, they have something else in hand. We do have 1 unknown card. All right. Gosh, did they find a way? Well done, Oppo. I mean, we did what we could. They just got there. Seriously well played. Good job, Oppo. Just got to tip the cap on this one. Anything we can do. Go out on our own terms. Yeah, seriously well played. Down to 1 card. If they have a blank there, we win. It wasn't a blank. They won. So that was a good game. Good game, Oppo. Sad to go out like this. Wanted to get 1 more win here. But it was a good game. All right, we're going to claim that prize. I'll make a note of it in the old spreadsheet. I suppose we can't 7-win every single time, which has been feeling like what we've been doing. We called that. What do we call that deck? Oh yeah, that's a great point. Well, we didn't know it was going to come down to that. I was, but yeah, could have just done it there. Not sure what I was waiting for either. Great point. I think we could have had that. Well, little edges, little edges. Ben Stark is probably still playing Magic right now if he was running this event. Anyway, we are going to do a couple things here. First, I'm going to go to Soapbox and let our friends from YouTube off the hook on this one. Although, check for another video. We're going to do a holiday gift opening here. We're going to buy the Mastery Pass, open all of our packs, and make sure we craft up to 4x of Throne of Eldraine, and give this account a big Christmas present. You got to be faster on the draw, man. If you can't find the punt in the moment, it's probably not a punt. All right. Anyway, thanks to YouTubers. We'll see you. Have a happy holidays. Catch you next draft.